Welcome back, listeners. You're listening to Ronald Couming in the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions Radio Show here on 980 WCAP, 980 AM WCAP. We're here every Monday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The purpose of this show is to help business owners and entrepreneurs of all size achieve even greater success with various tips and methods. We break the show up into three pieces. The first two pieces are interviews with national and international rock stars to help get you going. And then also in the third section, I give you some internet marketing tips as from Ronald Couming from RCS Technology Solutions. Itzik, you on the line?
Hey, Ronald, how are you doing?
Excellent. First, I want to introduce you. I just wanted to make sure you were on the line. Itzik is a sought-after international professional speaker, trainer, business mentor. He's an attorney at law. He's also the best-selling author of Attention Switch. Itzik helps business executives, entrepreneurs, professionals in firms and associates create and maintain successful and strategic relationships, switch relation to revenue and results for their business and expanded global instantly and fast. Itzik does so by providing internationally public speaking training, mentoring through online and offline programs via the Power Network Academy and consulting and execution services via his global expansion firm, Iron Group. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Ronald, very much. I mean, maybe one thing for sure for our listener, because I think Dale Carnegie is the one who said before, the name of the person is the sweetest sound you've ever heard. So actually, my name is Itzik, it's Israeli name, Hebrew, but maybe for the American that are listening to us, it's Isaac, so it's easier to say it. And it means to laugh, so I mean, I think I justify my name.
It means to love?
To laugh, to smile.
Oh, to laugh. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Could you say the pronunciation again for the listeners?
Itzik, but you could say Isaac. I mean, it's a very Hebrew name. It's Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, from the Bible, actually. So it's the second father, it's Isaac.
Yep, Isaac.
Itzik, Isaac, whatever is comfortable.
Yeah, and I apologize because I probably misspelled it. I mispronounced it myself. and it's surprising because I've met you, several times. We've talked and hung out, and so I apologize for that.
No, but Ron, it's not your problem because remember, I just give right away to the audience a tip. But remember, when we meet people, we're telling them almost right away our name, right?
Yep.
I guarantee you, we'll make a bet with you. Every event you go, 3 minutes, 5 minutes after you tell somebody, and they already forgot it anyway.
That's not very encouraging.
That's correct. So that's why I'm selecting a lot of people that I meet in my life. And if they remember my name or not, because it's all about giving attention, not about getting attention. If they remember my name, that means it's worth my time. If not, then I have a problem here.
I've met you several times and spoken with you, and believe me, it's worth their time to meet you, to contact you, to take part in your programs. Now, you've spoken internationally in 54 different countries.
I'm actually probably more. I didn't count it. I stopped counting once. But yes, I was always international for more than 22 years. And I think, for, again, the people who are local listening, I mean, the biggest things happening in the market, even in the financial crisis when, the rest was complaining, there was booming going on. If you go to Africa and the Far East, people who were not there missed it. So, as I said, I'm more than 22 years to emerging market. And if you meet me, you see why I fit very much in all these markets, even in my look. And I think people who do not look outside of the comfort zone are missing huge opportunity. As big as the country you live in is big, but if you want to be unique and stand out, go out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, that is so true. And I know for myself, once I started going national, my whole world changed. I met people like you and Sharon Lechter and several others. But you've been on the stage. You've actually shared stage with thought leaders like Richard Branson, Les Brown, Darren Hardy, Mark Victor Hansen, Stephen Wynick. I know I mispronounced his name too, but he's the Apple co-founder, and Robert Kiyosaki and so many others. You have such an impressive resume here.
So I tell you two interesting things for the people listening to us. First, in the end of the day, Ronald, they're all human beings. So whatever the name they are, they're just because they learn how to stand up. And they did something right, they're probably more famous than other our listeners. But there are so many people who are famous in their own niche area, and we don't even know who they are till we meet them. But second thing, maybe that's the biggest thing, the biggest clue I can give. I never, ever, ever, until these days, never believe in step by step. Well, other people teach you step by step. Hey, you have to go slower. I mean, I don't know what, but I always had a pepper in my down there under, and I always felt, I don't believe in step by step, because sometimes people have amazing product, there's amazing location, but you know what? They're missing only one thing: the right connection. And if you get them to the right connection, boom, they become a big company. So I always believe, if you come to a waterfall, you don't go step by step, you jump. So when you take me to any industry you take me, if I was in CRM association or in M&A direction, because I'm a lawyer and accountant in my profession for 22 years, any industry you take me, it was the speaker industry, within 2 months I was in the biggest stage of the world. I don't wait. I don't believe to have to do 2,000 events for free or pay other people to let you get in the stage. No, because if you value yourself, your time is now. The time is not in 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, other people teaching you. Your time is now. Go now and scare yourself. Because you know what, Ronald? If you're an authentic human being, you belong there. But if you're a bullshitter, you'll fall very fast down there. So that's why to the authentic people, the authentic listener there, who know themselves, but deep in their heart, they have a big message to share in the world. Or deep in the heart, they know they're worth something. They know. They heard it so many times. Don't wait. Go there and scare yourself. Go to the biggest stage of the world and say, I belong there. And see what happens. Nobody will throw you away, because if you be an amazing speaker on a great story, trust me, people in the audience will resonate, and then the ball will be bigger. And then, then here's the thing that I discovered about myself. That's when the biggest fear will come out. Because we all fear of the unknown. If you're an entrepreneur, what's going to happen tomorrow? If people say that to me, I said, you know what, go to my house and speak to my wife, because we have at home a special safe. Our safe at home, we have actually what will happen to every person who's listening to us to the rest of his life. Do you want that, Ronald? Do you want to know what happened to you minute by minute to the rest of your life? I can give it to you. Do you want it?
No.
Probably not, you see, but people are afraid of the unknown. The biggest fear is bigger than that. Marianne Williamson wrote a poem, and those of you listening who never watched the movie called The Coach with Samuel D. Jackson, go watch it. But our biggest fear is our inner light. When you be super successful, in my case, when I'm in the biggest stage and thousands of people standing in line, I spoke in front of 35,000 people, 50,000 people, thousands of people standing in line to hug you, to kiss you, to take a picture with you. Now I said, oh my God, what do they want from me? What do they want from me? I'm such a normal guy. And that's where the fear is. You see, the biggest fear than the fears of the unknown is the fears of success. Because that's what people do not know how to handle. I'll be honest with you, that's the biggest thing that I'm still struggling, because I think the personality there on the stage, the person that's standing and speaking is bigger than the Itzik you're speaking now, because this person on stage, when I'm there, I don't know boundaries. I don't care what people think about me. I'm not Itzik the lawyer who's thinking about risk. I do everything I want, and you saw me. I do crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
Not typical speaker, because I don't have limits for the fun, for the thing that I want to share, and that's why I tell people to listen to. Do what you love. Do this little kid that's been inside of you hiding for so many years.
Yep, and I can attest to that. When I think the first time I saw you was in Vegas a couple of years ago at the Ultimate Wealth Camp, and you came down the aisle in the middle. They were playing a specific soundtrack for you, and then you were throwing up like sparkles or whatever they call that stuff as you were coming down. I mean, it was quite an entrance. Most other people just walked up the side, shook hands, but you made an entrance.
Because most people don't remember what you said, but they remember how you make them feel. Remember that. So. And that's the most important thing.
Yep, and I got to tell you, though, man, I saw you on the stage, I listened to you on the stage, and then recently we were together in Chicago, too, at the Sage Summit, and I believe that might have been the Ultimate Wealth Camp, too, and just prior to the Sage Summit, I went to all three of those. But and when we talked while we were there and walking around, and you were just as authentic. I think you were just as authentic and just so approachable and so real that when my friend Cami, who's also in the networking stuff, she was with me. We came over. You were just so authentic and real, and you just embraced us in your conversation. We walked around with you. We had lunch with you. You gave us a conversation, and then when we went, you gave us examples of networking and people's body language and stuff. But then when we walked around to the vendors who were displaying there, you actually showed their body language, and everything you had said to us previously was came to fruition. And once we walked around the corner, you were leading by example.
So thank you very much, Ronald. But maybe I tell you, you're spilling all the secrets from me out today. I love this conversation. But I tell you two things. First, there's difference between me and other speakers, and the difference is that maybe people listen to us so speakers, but there is a little dark secret I can tell you from the back, from the green room, what we call it, back of the stages. There are a lot of speakers and also a lot of famous names, my friend, that are not authentic. They learn NLP, they learn to manipulate audiences. They will stand in, they handle the heart. They said, I'm here to help you. But you know what? Ask yourself the question once when you're listening to these people, are they really a billionaire that they say they are, or they really have 80 companies, or they're just saying it because they want people to be impressed and getting authority? Because if, billionaires like Warren Buffett, you don't see them standing on stage and teaching, right?
Right.
So people who are standing on stage teaching, that's their business. They're trainer, they're teacher, they're speaker. Now, I came from a different world. I was 22 years. I'm still a lawyer and accountant. I was chairman of all the tax lawyers worldwide. So I actually helped company, as you really rightly read from Iron Group, I helped company expand internationally. That's the business. I do a lot of M&A transactions. And I wanted to help the SMEs, the small company who doesn't have the access for this knowledge. So the reason I become a speaker is not to get the money or the influence or the power. I had it. I just fed up with that. I wanted to be accessible and authentic and to be the Itzik, the person who loves people. That's the one I loved, and I hid it for 22 years. As a lawyer, I cannot say I love people. They think you're crazy. And guess what? Now I'm proud of it. And so what you saw is actually the person, Itzik the person. I don't want to be there with ego. I want people to go home and overwhelmed. I want people to go home and say, oh, my God, that's the guy on the stages. I want them to get scared, and I want them to feel that I'm normal, because I don't want to be a guru or somebody they idolize, because otherwise I would not be able to talk to them normally.
Yeah, that's true, because they'll be intimidated.
When you see me in an event, I'll sit in the audience. I'm not going to be behind the stage. Yeah. And then, there will be a brochure probably, so I will show the guy next to me, said, who's this guy in the brochure? Who is that? He looked like Indian, of course, my picture there. Who's this guy? And I said, I don't know. I said, let's see what he wants to tell us. And then later on, you see here on the stage, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, Mr. Itzik Amiel. I said, oh, my God, that's my turn. I have to go. The guy looked at me, oh, my God, I'm so sorry, sir. I said, don't be sorry. And I'm going to use it because I'm going to ask this guy to stand up in the middle of my speech. And I said, what did you feel? What did you feel when you didn't know who I am and you just had a nice guy next to you talking and we had fun? And they all love it because you shine, you connect with authenticity. When you go to speak people, when they're standing after and standing in line to talk to me, now, Ronald, I'm not sure what they want. Now it's interest-driven because now I'm like a famous guy, see? Before, when I'm walking around and I'm there, they don't talk to you because they know who you are. They didn't do the homework enough. And that's exactly for me a measurement of authenticity. And because I like only to give likable people like yourself, that's the reason I was with you, because you always, when we met, from the beginning, you're always authentic to me. Not more, not less. Level of the eyes, and that's where you know people. That's the people you want to connect. That's people you stay forever. And deep in your heart, you're going to do something together, not because you need the services or so, because you want more from that authenticity. You want more from those people around you. And our listeners for sure understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and for those who don't, I've gone to events and listening to you, I can attest 100% that you're authentic. And I've gone to events and I can tell the difference when somebody's authentic. They're not talking at you, and you can say they're talking with you and stuff, but you can actually feel the real, so to speak. Dana Garrison, she gave a whole thing on feeling the real. And I, when you speak, I feel the real, and so many other people. When somebody's getting up there, go ahead.
And I think I owe you another answer, because people ask me, okay, where did you start? Why? Why are you doing it for? Where did you start? So, you probably read my book, Ronald, but a lot of them didn't. And my book is called Attention Switch. It's all about giving attention. And the book started with a story. Do you allow me to tell the story for 3 minutes?
Yep, absolutely. We got about 4 minutes left, but go ahead.
Okay. So I'll go very fast. The story is actually from the 25th of February, 1996. And that time I used to live in Israel. And my girlfriend, she used to be a ballerina. And she's Dutch. And she came to be in Israel for 1 year to be an au pair. And that time she lived in Jerusalem. And I worked in a law firm in Tel Aviv. And, a few times a week I would sneak to Jerusalem to be with my girlfriend and, stay the night. And early in the morning, I'll wake up and have breakfast and go take the bus to the central station in Jerusalem. And from there, another bus to the central station in Tel Aviv to go to my office. And the 25th of February, 96, if you wake up with me, we have a croissant, we have a coffee. And I was about to get the bus, and my wife, my girlfriend, then hugged me. And I ran and I missed the bus. So I had to wait 10 minutes. The next bus comes. In the morning when you go, it's almost the same people going the same bus, sitting in the same places, morning routine. And then that morning, the 10 minutes later, but that means there came another bus, and I was there, and I was afraid I was going to miss the connection. And then, somewhere in the way, the police shift the bus to go from another route. And we were very curious what's going on, so we asked the bus driver to open the radio to see what's going on. And Ronald, that's when we heard that the bus that I was taking every day exploded, and everybody died from a terrorist attack.
Yep.
And that was one of the famous ones was in Israel. Nobody survived. It was 25th February 96. And for more than 20 years, Ronald, I hid it. I never told the story. I didn't need pittiness. But that's the reason I love life. That's the reason I love people. If you recall, the only reason I was not on that bus is because of this little hug I got from my girlfriend, now my wife. And this little hug is the act of giving attention. And that's what, for me, the reason to be successful in business, in connecting to people, and get referral, relationship is about giving attention and not getting attention. That's the story. That's why my book starts a story called The Hug of My Life. That's exactly that story.
Yeah, that's amazing. Your whole life is amazing. And you're calling in today from Denmark, I assume?
No, the Netherlands, Amsterdam.
Amsterdam? Yeah. Now, how far is Amsterdam from Denmark?
Not far, 1 hour flight.
Ah, not bad.
No, not at all.
You realize you're my first international guest. I mean, I've had guests like Sharon was here, and other people go all over the country, but you're the first call-in I've had who was physically in another country.
And I'm happy to be there. I think because, our listeners should listen to other voices that they'll hear, that they need it. They need this, what you bring to the table in your show and the guests is the authenticity. Listening to real people with real struggle, how they solve it and how to make, because this, in the end of the day, what make people look, because you need to follow success of others who were in your place and become better. And these are the people you follow. You don't need to follow people who just fake and bullshitting you, because the only thing they want is the money, not really to help you. You know that, Ronald.
Yep, very much. Thank you so much. I can't believe it. I mean, you're a rock star, and the show's taking on a whole nother level.
It's my pleasure. It's all about you. You are such an amazing, nice person, and you deserve every moment. It is my pleasure to be here and to serve your audience and the people listening to us now.
Thank you so much. Can you give us some contact info, though, so people can contact you directly or learn more about you, your books, your services?
Sure. My website is www.itzikamiel.com. Is you spelling it ITZZIKAMIEL.com. You can also send me an email, and me and the team will sure I'm answering all the emails, info@itzikamiel.com. The people who come via you, Ronald, I'll make sure to get them also interesting present and interest to my online course. And if you want to learn more, and of course, if you want to get a hold of my copy of the limited edition, because I have two versions of my book, the international version on Amazon. But if you want to get a better version, limited edition with 4 more chapters, with a gift, with this training on business development marketing for free that I did, plus you're going to help the charity because all the money goes to a Kidney Foundation, then get it from attentionswitch.com. That's the place where my book is, attentionswitch.com. That's where you can get my limited edition and I with all these gifts. Or you can even send me an email and I can direct you. I'll be happy if you support because it goes to a very good cause. And I think that's the best. And if anybody, any question, Ronald, I'll be happy to answer. And any question about marketing, networking, connecting, how do you turn your relationship to really referral to grow your business internationally or locally.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And everyone, this show will be archived. It'll be up on my website and WCAP's website soon. You've been listening to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions Show with Ronald Couming on 980 WCAP.